line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome back here to PTM Racing TV. We're now live here tonight. For the first time ever, Circuit of the Americas appears on PTM Racing TV to showcase the Spartan Logistics Management LLC iROC iRacing Series right here and now on the show. Hi, everyone. I am Christian, the Casino Driver, and welcome back to the show as always. As we prepare to go down here and run out the track here and see 30 laps of the iRacing IROC guys go at it. Currently last minute laps getting put onto the track. We're presented here tonight by our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management LLC, by R&R Racewear, by Loud Pedal Gaming, smashing the loud pedal for your viewing entertainment, by iRacers Lounge Podcast, we talk all things iRacing in a casual setting, and by Evidence-Based Mommy, where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. And tonight, these drivers must learn how to thrive on the harsh terrains and harsh circuit that is this track here, This is definitely going to be, in my opinion, one of the toughest tracks these drivers are going to face all season long for a multitude of reasons. But I think the biggest thing here is mainly going to be how they handle the nerves and how they manage the control of the trucks and how on the runs here. As you see, this track, this is a very, very tough layout, very unique track surface, and more or less designed for the Formula One series. But as we're very well aware of, we saw the trucks and the Cup series come out onto this track and onto this field as well in the last season of races here, and they put up either a really fun, interesting show or end up having to deal with the harsh terrains of the rain. Thankfully, iRacing still has yet to add the rain, so they don't have to worry about that popping up here tonight. But nevertheless, here tonight, they are still going to have to deal with the added pressure and challenge that is going to come with running this kind of a track, this kind of obstacle course, if you will, of a race series. So let's go ahead and take it down now, race fans. Let's start them up with your gridding order here tonight, presented by Spartan Logistics Management. Here is how we line them up. On the pole, the McCann boys lead this one. The 33 of Kevin McCann is outside the 3, Brian McCann. Row number 2, Jesse King, and the 93 it is outside. That'll be Steve Singer in the number 6. Row number 3 is going to be Tim Schofield, in the 12 it is outside. That's the 83, Brandon Mefford. Row number 4, it's going to be Kyle Pengraff, and the 14 is outside. That'll be Aaron Smith in the 70. Row number 5, David Trumbley, in the 96 is outside. That'll be Chris Medford, the 46. Row 6 sees Eric Dotson, the 87 is outside. It's the 34, Doug Wysocki. Row 7 is Neil Quick in the number 2, and then it is outside. That's Matt Kopp, the 22. Final starter, Cook Quick, the 54. All right, race fans, we're ready to get out of here. Drivers getting lined up into position, preparing to do battle. 30 laps to the distance on this 3.84 mile long track. Let's take a look at our race info here tonight. Give you guys just a little bit of a better understanding of what these drivers are going to be dealing with here. Remember, these are a lot of tight corners and tight surfaces, and I think really the main corner is going to catch them the most. Can't really see my mouse, but right now we're looking at here is literally that first turn going down that embankment, that hard, almost 45-degree angled in turn, to then straight into the slip and slides there. You see a little bit of that snake strip skin, if you will, the snake strip as I like to call it, those S-turns. And then comes even the more difficult aspect of the other turn, for the 45-degree angle there off the kind of the boot level there of the Coda. And then you have those long sweeping end turns as well to deal with. This is a track that is designed to test even the best of drivers and the most patient of drivers. Field is ready as we head down to the blimp cam here. We are ready to get down to business, get down to the action here. Everybody looking to showcase what they can do, and then some here and now. Here we are. Drivers lining up into position. Go ahead and get the technical difficulties out of the way here real quick. Having some errors on my end here. There we go. I think we got it fixed. Well, not quite, but it'll work. So here we go. Field will rock and stretch them out across the track and across the corners. This is the very, very first time we've ever seen the road course ever on our show. And I must add right now, this is an absolutely beautiful track. Circuit of the Americas is just one of those tracks I did not think would look as good as it does. But I'll tell you one thing, it is a beautiful layout track, and I think it'll make for some great racing and good battles here. Granted, we're not running the next-gen Cup cars out here to see what they could do, but I mean, still, the fact that we're running the Truck Series out here, I think, is just as good, if not maybe a little more difficult, which makes it for a little more fun showing. Field getting ready to stretch this one up here, and I was wondering if that logo was around here somewhere, the Whataburger logo. For those at home that don't know, Whataburger is a very, very famous restaurant that if you live in America, you know you have to go there sooner rather than later if you want to get some good stuff. Here they come now down the front straightaway. Everybody looking for the charge, looking to set this one up. The tone is set. The track is ready. Looking for the green flag popping on now. Looking for the lights. The flagman right there looking to wave it. There's the lights. There's the green. We're underway. Off the embankments they go, up to the hill, into the sweeping 45-degree angle turn. They come down in, and already Kevin McCann really hard on the outside. Has to open the door up and build some speed. He had to get ahead quickly before Brian got a piece of him there. Everybody else jockeying around, trying to get out into position out of the gate. Smooth as silk so far. Right now, no troubles there. Sweeping through the S turns. And again, this really just gives you a sense of feeling of just how big this track layout is, how big the surface is. These drivers are going to have a lot of work to do. I just see Brandon Medford in the 83 already getting a little bit all over the place there in the corner. But this is the turn that's going to really set them all into trouble zone. If you wanted bumping and banging, this spot right here will give you more than your worth. David Tremblay managing to sneak by on the outside of Brandon. Brandon will have to try to catch him back up here as they move it forward. Aaron Smith, the number 70, the man pretty much they've all been trying to take down. They've all been trying to knock off on the pegs or two. Currently, the guy that he has just been lights out no matter where he goes on the track. Last season I heard it was the Kevin and Brian McCann boys that were doing it, but no, this season it is that big number 70 that has just been pretty much taking everyone to town and taking this one to school, if you will. Jesse King now looking to possibly build up a little bit of speed and get ahead here as Steve Singer tries to catch up with him. And also just a heads up, folks, if you're wondering, yes, our track map does show where everybody's at on the track. So you see our cameras pointed on a guy, you'll see that number pop up with the green outline there. As you can see here as well, there you see McCann there, Brian that is, in the number 3, and then Kevin, your race leader, as they march him down to the front straightaway here. Kevin McCann Gaming definitely streaming up right now as well, so if you guys want to help support our fellow streamers, go ahead and take a look at his stuff as well. Got to help out one of the boys out there, help out all the other folks here. That's why we do it around here on PTM Racing TV. You can feel the power already that Tremblay has to get just to get that thing to straighten out and really build up momentum. Pengraft right now leads ahead. Almost got flat track in there around that spot there. He actually saw the rear end slide out just a little bit, but boy, he was hitting it. And again though, as he burned the tires up a little too much out the gate, that's the biggest thing he's got to worry about, because again, pit strategies do play a key factor and key role around this track. And you burn your tires up too much, it's gonna hurt you more than you realize. Oh, listen to the rumble strips there. Listen to that. You want to talk about realism, folks? I don't think it gets any more realistic than that. You can hear the rumble strips, just that distinctive sound that rock getting on top of the fabric and the tools and material of the rubber on the track on that trucks here. You can literally hear that just grinding up with the rock formation and the rubber of those corners there. Hard to believe, it's kind of crazy, but it's probably the most realistic thing I've heard, besides obviously the trucks and all that. Aaron Smith though, right now in the 70s, I think he's trying to get a little bit more realistic and trying to make this kind of his way here. Looking for an opening to pass around the C6 of Steve Singer. Singer still not giving him any opportunities. And Singer right now and him having a great battle here out of the gate as Eric Dodson continues to struggle out here on the track. The number 87 Holler Boys Racing Machine having a little bit of problems going through the corners. Had to come to a bit of a sudden standstill here. We'll take a look at what happened here on the PTM Instant Replay. Looked like he might have got a little too hard going into the corner. Yeah, may have ended up just singing it right too much. You can see right there. Kind of chill. I wasn't sure if he was trying to drift it in there or what he was trying to do, but he did not do whatever he was up to. The way he was hoping for. That much is for certain. Back into the sweeping turns they go here, and honestly, I don't know, kind of think about it. I'm kind of waiting for the day now. One of the people here actually give us a broadcast where we show up one of the Formula 1 styles of the Formula E cars here, or even the Formula Vs. I would love to see them have a little bit of fun out here. I think it's like a perfect wide open range kind of track for them to run around. I think it'd be great. Champal saying looks like a fun track. Yeah, honestly, wouldn't mind trying to actually take a car out here and see how well we can do. This would be pretty fun to run. I did have a little practice actually going on the track earlier today, and I can tell you, like I said, that first turn, that 45-degree angle strip there you see on the road map there, that's probably the biggest problems I had, or this one right here, the second 45-degree angled area. That's probably the most trouble you have, because if you overdrive at the sliced bit, forget it. You're swinging that thing straight right. There's no getting around it. Jesse King right now trying to hold down here as they lead him off around the corners. Aaron Smith has pretty much kind of locked up the season championship with all that he has done, and really the momentum he has gained. He has yet to really have been tested, in my opinion. Never really was in doubt or anything like that. He just kept racking points up left to right. Brian and Kevin McCann here, the two McCann boys, literally 3 seconds back from each other here. Kevin, I really don't even know what else to say other than just wow, he is flying right now. Only 3 laps in, he's already 3 seconds ahead. This guy is not giving an inch. And I don't know how he's doing it. I think we'll have to go on board here for one of his laps and see why he is so fast in the moment. But you can tell he is diving these things in. He is driving them in hard. Takes about 2 minutes and 20 seconds to get around the track here. And their best time right now, Kevin, literally, he is just blistering. Take a look at this real quick. He's got a 2:18.07. Well, never mind. He's got a 2:18.97 now. They might as well just change that one up on us completely. With the 2:18.97, the fastest behind him there is Brian McCann. He's got a 2:19.60, whereas the other 2:19 belonging to Aaron Smith, obviously there. He's the only other one that's even came close to the speeds they're carrying right now. That is beyond impressive. Looks like Chris Mefford might be hearing us out here a little bit. He's like, yeah, I'll show you something impressive. Let me just get up to the front. I'll have a little fun with this one. Whoa! Steve Singer. He put that thing on 2 wheels just like we saw a little earlier been on. That number 5 ended up getting quite a little bit of a run there. No Chris Wally with us here tonight, though, unfortunately. And the number, so sad, unfortunately, we will not see the 6 and the 5 here as well. Of course, you heard earlier one of the season 4 champion for Super Late Miles coming on board. Thanks for tuning on in as well. As right now, we watch the 6 Steve Singer trying to get up there with Jesse King. You might want to tap the brakes a little bit more than that one, Mefford. Oh, yes, sir. They are just wheeling and dealing, trying to keep these things online. You saw that 6 really swing the rear end around. Lost a lot of time there. Now he's going to have to deal with Mefford coming up on him. Anybody's guess on who's going to get the advantage here? Oh, look at this. How about 2 for the price of 1? Mefford shoots it straight out, but ends up going into the grassy plains. Oh, he sings it right back in 3. Wow! He gets to 93 and Jesse King into the corner out of the turn and ends up sending him out of here and into the shadow realm. Oh, my. Well, talk about things getting a little bit hectic before you knew it. And right now, Mefford's still all over the place. He's driving the heck out of these corners. He's just all over it, man. I know he's after a win here tonight, but good Lord, you still got to keep the truck online. Try to keep it in play at least. Oh my, that was a wild one there. 26 laps remain right now as Tim Schofield, the number 12, trying to put the Chevrolet Silverado into the playing field, into the fight here. Boy, what a beautiful layout. And honestly, this is probably a little most daunting part of this track here if I had to guess. Like I said, just going around that sweeping 45 and almost like a 180, if you will. Just really having to swing it straight in, then bring it right down into a big hill down to the exit. It's a long cornered edge and a very razor sharp edge, if you will. We give you a little bit of a break coming into these S turns. I feel like these S turns, to be honest with you, are more or less designed to test drivers' patience as well as test their limits on if they want to try to make the pass or not. There's quite a few areas to corner off and make passes at, but I think really those two big 45s are where you really see the most action, as well as this spot right here. I think if you get it timed just right, you can sneak your way in the inside zone. Same way right here, you can get a little run on the inside, maybe get a run on the outside, and just kind of take it away from them. Still a lot of battles to be had, a lot of wars to be raged here, though nobody giving an inch here, as Neil Quick and Brandon Medford have a little bit of a tango. The 83 there in the Brandon Medford. It's number 2, Neil Quick. And Neil, last time we saw him put up quite a show and quite a fight back out on the circuits there. Wasn't quite his night, though. Unfortunately, would end up falling a little bit short and falling into a bit of trouble and chaos here. But he would still have a podium finish there. They're coming right back around, and there's the old road track mantra, just give and go. Medford gets a piece from Neil Quick. Quick backs off, lets Kyle Pengraff ahead. I think he's trying to let Brandon get back up there with him, have a little fight there on that end. At least very respectful there. Yep, Neil Quick, that's exactly what he was doing. He let Brandon right ahead of him. Did not want to spin him, so he ends up letting him get ahead. He says, I'll pass you the right way, as he puts it. Honestly, I don't even think there is a right way around this place. You just gotta be careful, that's all it is. Take a look at our lap times right now, because we're seeing a bit of a gap and a change here with Brian McCann and Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith is starting to wheel. He's starting to make the deal, and he's starting to show that he can catch up to these boys. But Kevin McCann is just so far ahead, I don't even think he's going to have a chance of catching him. A second and 2 there was the difference between each other. And really, in my opinion, probably the biggest thing I'm seeing here is, again, that Aaron is kind of being more tremulous on getting through the corners and being more conservative, watching his line, watching his angle, despite the fact he's pretty much just diving in and just speeding that thing around like it's nobody's business. He still has to be a little bit careful out there, still has to watch himself. And I think that is really the key factor to all of it. Brian down onto the straights here, back to the corners, looking for a run off here as the 70 of Aaron Smith gets a piece of him there, literally dives it in. He gets a beautiful pass there. Remember what I said earlier, that's probably the best area to make the passes at. It's a very sweeping corner, but it's a very unique corner that gives you that opportunity, and he strikes once again. Great stuff here by their number 70, and of course the 3 of Brian McCann, still a former champion, actually the reigning and defending season champion here. May not be that way for long, though, unfortunately. This might be the end of his run this season. Let's take a look at our point standings after all 13 races so far. And you can probably tell a little something kind of happening here. You can see everybody from 15 on back is literally kind of just falling out of the chances zone, except for Cook Quick and Kyle Pengraff. But unfortunately for Cook Quick, he is pretty much out of this race. Neil Quick still in a possible chance at saving his race, saving himself, but he's got a little bit more work to do down there. Obviously in top 6, top 5, he'll be all right for the next season, but for family member Cook, I don't know if that's going to really be what he wanted to hear. Joshua Funkhauser, though, is not in with us tonight, so the fact that Cook Quick has shown up, I think adds a bit of a bonus point here for him or two that'll help him out for the long haul. Steve Singer and Tim Schofield right now have a little bit of a war here, and looking through our points race here, Tim Schofield just barely ahead there of Steve Singer here, but Steve, the bank for him is, I think really he's more focused and determined on just making laps and making more points around here. I think that's really all he cares about, because this season's all but done with here in 23rd, unfortunately. Wait for our laps remain right now. Schofield trying to keep the distance, trying to keep the pressure on Singer. One thing we will know as well here, as mentioned earlier on, that NASCAR has kind of came around to this track here earlier this season. They came up through the rankings and came up for a little fun. And obviously they had a little bit of a show, a little bit of a challenge there to deal with. But for the most part, I would say it ended up working out all right, working out pretty well. It ended up being a little bit of a fun race and a little bit of a fun challenge. And obviously the rain made it a lot more difficult. But I'd say for the most part, drivers are definitely seemingly excited to come back here and run a little bit more often. They'll get another chance this next season, obviously, as we see the schedule kind of come out for that. It looks to be a very unique season, full of a lot of road courses and full of a lot of short tracks as well, which I think really isn't that what we were all wanting there more than anything? Was more short tracks and road courses. That's still the one I think that everyone keeps getting mad about, though, is that Los Angeles Coliseum one. It's like, man, I look at it in two ways. Yes, it is kind of ridiculous that we're having to use Los Angeles Coliseum other than Bowman Gray Stadium as the area to run a quarter-mile track. But on the flip side of that, I look at it two ways. Yes, there is a big market there in California that could be tapped and done. But I would say, more than anything, what you really want to know and what you want to see is if people are interested in a quarter-mile track. Think about that for a second. If you have that quarter-mile track and it works out okay, you know, why would you not want to incorporate more of them or get another one in? Well, obviously with Los Angeles, they're not going to have that track opened up all the time, much less have it, you know, every year. So, well, what's the next best thing? Simple. Just update Bowman Gray Stadium a little bit. Get the tickets sold up a little more and get a little more, maybe a little more seating if you can. Try to get the pit exit entry in fixed up, because that definitely needs worked on. And there you go. You got a track that you can run. And comparatively to Los Angeles, not too far off. So, I mean, to me, if you look at it this way, it's going to be a test market. It's testing, obviously, yes, to see if the Southern California end will want to have a race down there. But I think more than anything, it's going to be just a telling of the tale on whether or not we can bring Bowman Gray Stadium back. I mean, obviously, when they did Bristol Dirt Track, they were trying to figure out whether or not we can bring dirt track racing back into the mix, and that's exactly what we got there as well. So, I mean, if anything, we had Bristol Dirt, and you had Knoxville got Truck Series, which thank you NASCAR for bringing that over. We want more of it, please. They still have yet to release the schedule, so I have absolutely no idea what they will be doing with Xfinity or trucks. So, by the time I'm recording this anyway, so hopefully we get that sooner rather than later. I would love to know, can we get our Truck Series back to Knoxville? I feel like we need like a redo of that one, because honestly, that was the last bit of that race. Honestly, was kind of hard to watch, but honestly, it was a fun race from start to finish, and it was just absolutely a blast to be there. So, but anyway, that's just my personal bias. But again, like, this kind of just show you, we had the road courses last season were popping up, and they had a really good showing there, and obviously those that came around, they're going to keep. So they're going to do that. Then of course they're sticking with the added format and added stuff going around that we're going to see now, which is just trying to bring short track racing back into the mix. So really it all depends on how you look at it, but to me, testing and getting to figure out, see if we can bring more to the table is what NASCAR really is figuring out, and it's what it's all about. So I think you give it a couple of years and you'll see more short tracks like North Wilkesboro return. You'll see Bowman Gray Stadium out on the circuit. I think you'll see a lot of tracks out on the circuit that a lot of folks want to see. As we are on board here right now, the Kevin McCann Gaming 8033, we're going to go for a full lap around COTA. We're going to see what it looks like here in the Circuit of the Americas, and just really what the challenges lie in wait for these kind of tracks here, because right now we're seeing Kevin pretty much having to make every corner, every spot timed in just right, making sure he does not miss his mark or miss his area at point blank range. And you can see the overall challenges as well that he faces and struggles here with. One thing I want you to keep a close eye on, though, in this case here, is watch that wheel. I want you to watch how much cornering and movement he does compared to what you saw a little earlier on. I think this really kind of best showcases why he is so fast right now from what we've watched earlier. You may notice he's very subtle, very distinct on cornering and turning in. He's not trying to literally charge it up too much, not trying to make too big of mistakes. He's literally just giving it a nice little bit of breathing room, nice little bit of cornering action, and making sure the truck is lined up exactly where he needs it. Just a lot of sweeping turns, a lot of hard ship corners here, and just a lot of open areas that really, again, with these kind of trucks, you wouldn't think they would be working well with, but in my opinion, they work quite well. It's just unfortunately we just don't have very many drivers popped in here, and that also can keep up with the field like what Kevin has been doing this race here so far. But that is a full lap around Circuit of the Americas as you bring it down that long gauge straightaway. Back to the action now as well in the side end here. The Vectrum there, Jesse King and Chris Medford having a little bit of a fight. 20 laps or so to go, about 21 laps to go here in this case. Everybody looking pretty solid, pretty clean here, except for the little spin arounds and bumps. Looks like Chris Medford actually heads into pit road, so Jesse King will give him the opposition, give him an advantage here. Last time we was at Eldora Speedway, and you know, the biggest thing I think really a lot of us were expecting was how well could the drivers, you know, fight it out on dirt and then transfer that over into asphalt. And now on asphalt they're going back to the road course end. But I'd say for Eldora wise, I think the biggest shock to me was just kind of based on how much momentum everybody was taking in, how much consideration of the driving spectrum. They weren't really doing too many things crazy, but they weren't doing anything really too out of place and out of shot. Aaron Smith passing in some leaders right now. Eric Dawson coming to a sudden standstill here. Brandon Medford had a little bit of trouble down there as well, but he is okay. Everybody seems to be all right in position once more. Just closing laps down, closing laps up, and just see how this one plays out here. Coming back around here, Cat McCann still, man, he's just one thing I just cannot get over. He just keeps swinging that thing around like a rag doll, but it still holds its line. I mean, again, the one thing we always said, looser is faster, but the biggest thing I think also a lot of drivers keep forgetting is that these corners are your saving grace. So technically, you can be loose to the corners, but really I would say probably more than anything, if you're tight on the runs, you can actually hold up a lot more speed as we are going to a stage caution here. So Kevin McCann will win the stage, and now I think he's really going to be put to the ultimate test here when it comes to having to fight it out here with the number 70 of Aaron Smith, because even though he was literally given some speed on him, if we look at our lap times here, you can see though, wasn't quite the same. I think this will be interesting. I think this will definitely get to be a little bit more of a standstill. Smith was catching him. So under caution here, race fans, we'll go ahead and take a quick commercial break here, but when we come back, we're going to see some more action here from Circuit of the Americas. We still got quite a few laps to go and plenty of better racing left to be had. Stay tuned. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management LLC, by the good folks over at R&R Racewear, by Loud Pedal Gaming, smashing the loud pedal for your viewing entertainment, by iRacers Lounge Podcast, we talk all things iRacing in a casual setting, and by Evidence-Based Momming, combining science and wellness for thriving families, is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. Once more now, everybody looking for opposition, everybody looking to see about getting a little bit more run, getting a little bit more power under the hood. You see the lights flashing up on the Porsche 911. That is our safety car here tonight. Or excuse me, that's not the Porsche 911. It looks like that's the Porsche 48. Porsche. I'm just gonna call it the Porsche. I'm gonna lose my mind if I try to even figure out these road course cars. There's just way too many of them out there, folks. I will tell you that much. And Pushing Limits already has a good chunk of road courses we got to show and case and deal with on the track here soon enough. Some you've never even heard of, and some that are new to us. So cannot wait to call those. And some have asked me as well, are we going to be going back with NASCAR Heat 5 and watch and broadcast some more races over there? Short answer, yes, we will. We'll have a couple of them scheduled for sure. We may have one that we could have scheduled in, but may not due to other reasons for me. I might be pursuing one of my own personal dreams here with broadcasting and announcing. We'll see there, but we will for sure be going back there with the PlayStation Pro, the PlayStation Pro series there for the PS4 and obviously of our NASCAR Heat 5 friends. So we will not leave them out. So a little shout out to you guys down there if you're watching and listening in. Appreciate you guys supporting and coming on board every time out. Should be great fun there. Last time we were showing the races down NASCAR Heat 5 for Iowa Speedway. There we had quite a bit of a showcase there and a good run there from these folks. Now coming into tonight, obviously there is a little bit more of a gap and a little bit of a difference from what we're doing compared to what we were watching earlier. Obviously the Super Late Models division you saw at Iowa Speedway, iRacing wise anyway, you saw that it was a bit of a challenge for some there. Unfortunately, many drivers kind of struggling to keep up the distance, keep up the pace and the tones. And now here on Circuit of the Americas, I think it's going to boil down to a long run format, long run racing. So there was about 10 laps used here. I presume we're probably going to use about another 10 laps or so, maybe about 8 or 9, considering the stage break. But again, the stage win did go to Kevin McCann, and Aaron Smith getting second, third with Brian McCann. So points wise, given out to them. Not sure if they will have to throw them in the back on this one here, because generally that is a rule of thumb. They will set the drivers back into the field. They will pace them back around. That is generally how they work. And off into pit road they go here. Everybody gonna field them down in, and looks like everyone's going into pit road here. Looks the whole track going in. I just realized something. Pit road is extremely small. I just now realized that. I know these are built. I know they're not built for NASCAR Cup cars, Xfinity or Truck Series or anything like that. But come on, you can't look at that and think, how the heck do you fit a Formula One car in there? How? That just seems crazy. So Kevin McCann getting out first. Yes, Aaron Smith. Pretty much everybody kind of staying in the same positions. Nobody getting any breaks there on this one. Lights flashing still around. I believe they'll go one more time by. As you see the field go to the back, that is the time for B. So now it's going to really be interesting to see if Kevin and Aaron Smith can get back up to the front as quick as they want here. Aaron Smith has already obviously made it obvious here, but the points wise and how they set it up, unless Aaron Smith didn't show up to the next couple of races and had a really bad day, honestly it's going to be impossible to catch him at this point for Kevin McCann. Can't say he didn't put up a good show and a good fight though. He obviously has a second place series run right now here after 13 races. As you'll see the points now kind of cycle through. There it is right there. But again, just 80 points difference, and the fact that you really only get, what do we got going on here tonight for the points wise? Just a refresher here. You only get 40 points in the system, and the max you can get with stage wins and included is about 58. Or excuse me, no, that'd be about, yeah, it'd be about 60, 62. So I guess it is very possible he could win, but again, with as many drivers we have out here, we only have 15 tonight, 19 spots back, and it's already a stage point there for Aaron Smith. Yeah, honestly, it would be very difficult to just kind of knock him off that podium here. So it's very possible to get the point system and win it, but I mean, with how far it is and how far he's off, it's very unlikely. So I can't say it's impossible, it's just very unlikely. So I apologize there to Kevin, but yeah, he's probably thinking about it. He's probably coming at me back in the stream here, trying to remind the folks at home. Oh, he'll find a way to win this one. He's got it out. He'll win the season championship. So here we go now. I believe the field is just about ready.
You gonna come?
Well, that one came through. How you doing, bud? I think we got Kyle Poundgraph now joining us in. Kyle, what's going on, bud? I think he may have just joined in randomly and didn't even realize he was in our lobby here. Hold on a minute. Kyle, you got a copy?
Got you loud and clear.
Hey man, what's going on down there?
Oh, calamity. That's about it. Hey, I've got a question for you. We're going to drive down here. It's got a charity race coming up tomorrow night. I just wonder if we can get a quick interview after the race or during the next stage for a little interview about it.
Sure, we can if you want. Who we need to bring in, or do you just want to bring you in?
That'd be Brandon Medford.
Brandon Medford. Yeah, we can. We'll give you a little showtime on the stage. We'll get him in and give you guys a little shout out for the charity race.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the 14 Kyle Pengraf kind of popping in here. Usually we don't bring the drivers in during the broadcast set, but because we because it is kind of just kind of a one-line track, kind of one-line ordeal for these drivers, I don't think it's going to matter too much if we bring in one or two of them. So we'll talk with Brandon Medford at the very end. Remind me if I forget, folks. You can come at me for if I forgets. But here we go. On the restart here, we're going to see if Steve Singer can keep it all on all four wheels. We saw earlier on, I think it was on the same edge of this corners here. He ended up driving it right into the turtles there. You can see those yellow spots. So those are turtles. Those are things you don't want to hit around here. Trust me, I've hit them too many times on these kind of tracks. They send your car up or truck up for a little bit of a ride. And he went on all two wheels there for just a brief moment. Almost sent it off to the cliff and off into the distance. But because he was able to restructure and get it soundly set back in and was able to hold off. But now comes the ultimate question is, will he be able to continue to do that? He's got a whole host of drivers that would love to take that race lead away from Schofield, and Jesse King being one of them. And Chris Medford, we saw the overall aggression and power he had earlier on. I mean, if you want to talk about a guy that may be a little bit of a threat here in this stage, I think it might be this man right here in that 46 Toyota Tundra. Hard to say, but nevertheless, we are ready to go back to the green flag here in just a brief moment. Couple more corners here to go, and then it's off to the races once again. They'll have 17 laps left, and I believe we'll get about to about 9 to go here, and then it'll be pretty much a shootout. And I think that's really what you fans are probably wanting to see, and wanting to see how they would handle. We know those final stage has always been kind of like the last bit, that last little run here, where drivers just get really crazy, just go ballistic for that win. Take a look at our track map here and the blimp cam here. You can see the whole field and the whole track pretty much surfaced around. I think we might have to bring this camera out a little bit more often. I'm kind of liking this look here. It's a very beautiful area. This is, again, it's a huge track. Circuit of the America, again, 3.84 miles in length, not to mention all the roads, the pavements, and everywhere else you can get around here. That's, you see the Coliseum area there as well, a little stadium. That actually is, believe it or not, that's actually the concert area, where they have a little bit of a show there to go watch. Actually, I have a little story for you about that one too. We'll get to that in just a minute. It's kind of a Formula One story. I don't know if you guys will like it or not, but we'll try it. I'll tell you about it here as soon as we get back to the racing. Because there is a little story about that stage and kind of the meaning behind it back in 2012 on something I think a lot of folks at home don't really know about or talk too much of. Well, that is unless you're into Formula One, that is for sure. Alright though, here we go. Back to the corners, back to the run, looking for the green. Flagmen up there high in the air, looking to hold off the green. Looking to bring them up across the deck into the straight. Back to the green, lights are on, it's go, go, go. I got two flagmen down there, look at that. You got one on the end there where the lights are, and then you got one right in between, and then you got guys like the 12 of Schofield just sent it straight into the corner. Oh my! Steve Singer gets a piece of number 12 there, and unfortunately got sent out of the round and back on downtown. Oh my, oh my! Watch out down there. Brandon Medford's trying to straighten it out for the S turns. David Strumbly into the turtle. Oh my goodness. Well, that was the road course racing I thought we were going to expect and what we would see, and we're getting it now. Holy smokes. Tight cornering in here now. Everybody looking for an opportunity to strike. Brian McCann trying to hold back Neil Quick while Brandon Medford tries to get up there. Brother Chris Medford, he is your race leader. He's trying to run away from the field quicker than I can run away from my student loan bills every year. Jesse King to 93 trying to get up ahead of the 6 of Steve Singer. You saw a little bit earlier on, Schofield just kind of took him around town and got out of there. He came in so fast you couldn't, I think it might have been sued by the Fast and Furious. I think even Vin Diesel had literally heard about that one. It was like, nope, that's not flying by with me, brother. That's not a family thing. Drumley up on the right side there. Brian's trying to hold him off, trying to hold him back here. Oh, whoa, 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 we got a little trouble down here. Drivers crashed in, unfortunately. We'll take a look at the PTM instant replay and see what had transpired here. See what happened here. It looks like might have been a bit of an issue or two rolling up. Looks like everyone was okay here, and well, holy moly, Doug Wysocki, man, he just drove that thing right in. I think he was looking for an opportunity to pass him, and it just ended up smacking him completely in. Still though, everybody is okay and still running around the track. Back to the field here. Oh, I shouldn't say too much though. Neil Quick, the number 2, once again, trouble down there for the Ford F-150. Spins it out in the turn, had nowhere to go there, but he's going to try and straighten himself back out and put up a fight. 16 laps remain. Chris Medford still the race leader. Tim Schofield trying to catch up to him, trying to get a piece of him here. Trouble down there as well. Eric Dawson spinning around. Puts it back onto Pound Town, gets it back on the track. Brian McCann still looking for openings, looking for ways to maneuver and build more speed, but Steve Singer seems like he just doesn't know how to. Seems like he's just continuously charging ahead and getting more runs off when he can find it, and that seems to be his biggest thing here that he's after, as they have to go in about tri-truck battle here into a 45-degree angle turn. It's not exactly a smart move, if you ask me, but hey, it makes for a good show. My, oh my, man, this is impressive to say the least. I'm just amazed these guys can handle their nerves and handle the trucks as well as they have. And especially how close they are. The braking points, again, everybody's different on their braking points, but this has got to be literally the epitome of just making sure you are timing yourself better than everyone else. Otherwise, you're going to get a full rear end or a full front end worth damage. Now on through the turns here yet again, through the S-slinger turns, if you will. I really don't know what to name them, to be honest with you. I know they have a name. I know there's turn numbers to them, but I didn't have time to kind of figure out which turn is which, so I apologize in advance. I know that's one thing I gotta be honest about. I need to be a little bit more professional about road courses. Give it time. I'll study these things up more and I'll start getting more of an idea. I think Watkins Glen, I think, is the only track I can remember off the top of my head, like which each turn is which on there. Down you have Aaron Smith now moving ahead of Kevin McCann. Kevin still trying and hoping and praying for a little help here. Really still streaming up on him as Kevin McCann gaming again here. The 33 looking for another pass and maneuver. 93 at Justin King gives him an opening there coming all around. As Aaron Smith left all alone. He's got a wide open field to move ahead of the wide open range, and a 70 looking to try and take down Schofield and Medford. And again, Smith could win some bonus points here and give himself an even more chaotic lead ahead of Kevin McCann. And I gotta believe Kevin cannot be too thrilled about that one, knowing that's a very big possibility coming his way. Yeah, Kevin is doing everything he can to get around that 93, but that 93 man King is just blocking him every which way to Sunday up. As I say that, might not be able to block him here. He's going to take it inside, a little wide run there by the 33, and he makes it stick. How about that? He made a good run off on the outside, managed to charge ahead. King looked like he slowed up a little too much, and that opened the door up. The McCann boys are now charging ahead. But Aaron Smith, like we said just a little bit ago, is just getting to be a little bit more comfortable, getting a little bit more on edge. But if he is to take home a top 3 in this next stage here, he has to go to the back again anyway. And I think, like, if you're Kevin and Brian McCann, you gotta be a little bit happy about knowing that, because you could easily start to make a little bit of a charge, make a little bit of a distance here. And speaking of distance caught up here, Medford, well, his distances may be falling futile here, because here comes Tim Schofield at number 12. Schofield looking for some bonus points and some much needed help. He needs it at this point. Oh, easy, easy. Oh, that last exit corner really got him good, and the 70 gonna make him pay. Aaron Smith, the virtual racing school boy, is gonna fly him in. He takes Schofield to school and now moves the Chevrolet Silverado into possible territory of taking down Medford. Chris, all I can say is you might not want to be looking in your rearview mirror, my friend. Through the S turns, everybody still hot on the throttle, hot on the clutches, trying to get it to work around this place. David Tremblay in the moment right now, currently 8th here, as Steve Singer was in the up in the top half there a little earlier till that first corner, and you saw pretty much what happens when you try to not have to hold back some top tier guys and hold some speed back on them there. I think they kind of showed him up a little bit on that end. Take a look at our blimp cam right now. We're just going to go onto this cam here for a little bit, just give you guys an idea, just this perspective of these drivers and what they're dealing with here. As you see a little bit of maneuverability coming off that corner. Mefford overdrives that shot right there, and it already looks like the 70 of Aaron Smith will make him pay for doing that. He's right on the clutches. You can see Smith is much straighter on the corners than this Mefford is. Mefford gives the opening here. He'll make them ass. Smith has got it. He's got the run. He's going for the inside. Here we go. Going for the left side. Didn't get it there, but he's going to have a lot of speed built up. And guess who decided to show back up as well? Kevin McCann is right behind his rival in the 8 and the 70. Talk about catching up there around him. Try to get that story in as well here about what I'm talking about there with the stage lighting over there in that studio we see. No, it's not where I'm at right now on the broadcast end. No, I don't have any way of going over there. I'm currently high in the upper clouds here. I'm watching from a chopper cam as well as watching these guys from the blimp cam. Yeah, I'm pretty much sitting in this chopper for the entire time calling a race. How about that? Some of the things you gotta do around here. If you don't believe me, well, there's my blimp cam, and then here's my chopper cam. And speaking of chopper cam, how about this? Look at Kevin McCann. Holy smokes. He is gonna make the 70 fight for this one. He's making a work for it. I don't think Smith's been tested this much so far. I think Kevin might just be the better of the two here on this track. Smith usually being the pretty fastest of all of them, but no, this track, it seems like Kevin is really come alive here, is really showcasing what he's capable of, and I think honestly that might be the playing factor to this all. We'll see though, because Mefford is still a race leader. He's not giving up just yet. But if he makes one wrong move, and I mean one wrong move of any kind, better hope to say one out of this one. Back around right now here, the 70 of Aaron Smith. Trying to get a little more speed built up. Kevin McCann looking to do much of the same. Alright, so I think I've glossed over this enough here, but let's go ahead and talk about that little studio down there in the stage area. So right now in 2012, there was a big race that came through from Formula One, because Formula One actually had a little bit of a kind of a silent death, if you will, in America, because they ended up having one really bad race that I think hurt the American trust, the American public. Because if you all know Formula One is designed as a worldwide sensation, a worldwide track racing committee. And unfortunately, in 2005 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, of all things, with the road course, there was a very big issue with the tires going down there, and drivers crashing and getting into a bit of a goulash, if you will. And there was a lot of safety concerns involved. And obviously that one did not quite venture out and go the way of the dodo bird right away. But only 6 cars actually that day at 2005 raced at that track, and that's where the whole trust of the American people kind of went away there for anything that involved Formula One. But there was a little bit of hope. When 2012 came around, they decided to come out to the Circuit of the Americas, basically the track that is designed in part for Formula One and designed for IndyCar, and now obviously for NASCAR to kind of come by and race as well. And in turn, it really has built up a growing fan base, growing work area for folks to come out and enjoy themselves. But the reason why I bring that stage up is because in 2012, when you bought a ticket here to watch the Formula One race, you actually got to see a concert for some A-list celebrities as well, from I believe it was Pink, Britney Spears, and I think there may have been a few other artists. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. But a lot of the A-list celebrities and rock stars out there really were kind of what helped brought America back with Formula One to an extent. So, yeah, if you want to know why that stage is there, and also one of the biggest reasons that it has, obviously, concerts and outgoing events popping in occasionally here at the Circuit of the Americas, that's just kind of a little fun story I thought you guys might want to know about, so. But so far, the real story here seems to be really in the race-wise, what has been playing down and what's been going down here between that 70 and the 33. Kevin has yet to give him anything, man. He has given her everything she's got. Holler Boys Racing saying, come on, Steve Singer, start reeling them in. Well, I don't think he's going to get it here in this stage, but he's got a chance here coming up on the next one, which is coming very, very close here. Chris Mefford's still in the hunt, still in the charge. And we've been really focusing on these guys because that's really where the battle has been all this stage, really. There is a little bit of a fight going down there between Neil Quick and Brandon Mefford, with Neil Quick trying to fight it out here for 10th here on Brandon Mefford, but Brandon seems to be more focused on just kind of keeping his own line, kind of keeping his distance in between. Chris Mefford, his brother right now, still leading the race and managing to keep himself in contention. But again, he'll have to start in the back here if he wins the stage. So that really kind of begs the question, is it worth trying to do that kind of moment and trying to do that kind of run? You saw with Aaron Smith, Kevin, they can get up to the front rather quickly, but it seems like the tires are all but gone. Whereas Mefford was saving up a little bit more than they was and making the biggest difference really there for him. Those turtles, those bumps are really getting a piece of them too tonight, I'll tell you that much. Pit crews out here definitely did a good job with this place. Neil looking to possibly sneak his way on the inside. He had a few runs there coming off around the corners and back into the field. The 83 now looking to hopefully stick in its position, stay in the charge. Brandon Mefford has got possibly a little bit of a contender here. Neil Quick, and Quick sends straight to the bottom inside. Hard break there from Mefford. Quick will try to get it back on. Oh yes, that is the risky run. If you end up driving it hard, you can get a good line off, but again, you got to make sure you back it down to where you don't send it out into somebody. And then the other side of the coin is you could end up looking like that 6 if you're not careful. Steve Singer, trouble down there for him, unfortunately. To the PTM Instant Replay we go. Here's what happened. He's going to come right in. This is the same corner that's been biting a lot of drivers all day long. Look at this. Just overshadows it right in and ends up just spinning it completely around. He had nowhere to get out of. A tough break there for him and his crew there. And look up front now. Look at this. Aaron Smith was not able to hold him down long enough. Kevin McCann has now taken over the second place spot and possibly could get a race lead in a stage victory number 2 if he can find a way around Chris Mefford. Chris, though, is not going to give him an inch. That is for certain. Will he have the run? Does he have the momentum? Let me rephrase that. He's got the momentum, but can he find a way around Mefford? He certainly thinks he'll find a way to, and looks like he's getting some openings there. You can see that you can see the right side opened up a little bit, and maybe the left. Maybe he might be playing a little bit. Oh, here it comes. No, not yet. Oh, there it is, right on the right side. Smacks the side skirt there on the 46. And Mefford, oh, he gets him right in the rear corner once again. And the 33, McCann trying to sneak his way in. Aaron Smith looking to possibly dive her in and give him a little bit of something to think about. Not enough there. Woo. My, oh my, this stage really intensifying and showing you what Coda can bring to the table. Here comes Smith now on the left side. Hard on the momentum, hard on the charge, down the straight, into the sweeping turn they go. Through the sweeping end here, McCann not able to get it out of that grassy plain quick enough. Smith, oh, he slides it right in. What a drift. Oh my. He slid it right in. Aaron Smith had not seen that one coming, but he manages to stick with him. And McCann, look at this. pushing him right onto the outside on the right set to the right end out of the grassy plains. That is open area. You can go into that spot, but honestly, you really don't want to. This is just a war right now between these two. Look at this. If you're missing out, if you are not watching this live right now, folks, or you're watching this up on our YouTube, man, you are missing this one. Holy cow. What a fight and what a show as we finally hit the stage break here. Wow. Aaron Smith gets second, and McCann will take third on that one. Chris Medford, though, surprise victory there for him in that 48 crew, in that 46 crew, excuse me. All right, well, we were asked earlier on if we can do a quick little call session. So we'll bring him in now. Race fans, we'll see if he is ready to talk with us here. Brandon, you got a copy down there, bud?
Yeah, I got you, bub.
All right, hey, bud, I was told by a little friend by the name of Pengraph that you might have something to talk to us about.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about the broadcast tonight, but tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, we are going to be running a charity race to benefit two places to help kids, one in Michigan in Ann Arbor and one in Greenfield, Indiana, Ellie's Place and Zoe's Place. So trying to get as many drivers as possible. We have a $15 donation that can be made to @BrandonMefford on PayPal. And if you visit our IROC Racing page, I've put up a link to sign up for that race. We're hoping to get as many drivers as possible. Currently, we've raised around $650 and only have about 20 drivers signed up. So still a lot of room to make some money and split between these two charities. And actually, I'd love to see everybody there, everybody watching the broadcast. It will be broadcast live. So hopefully it's a good time.
They're sure there. Well, Brandon, nevertheless, we do wish you nothing but the best of luck there on getting some good donations out and helping out the charities there. Obviously, good to see the iRacing community and all the fellow racing community drivers coming together to help out one's needs and all that. Really just goes to show you how much of a family these guys are on the track.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are great. A lot of these IROC guys have stepped up to donate, probably about $300 out of this group. So really proud to be a part of it and hope to see more there.
For sure there. So again, folks, just heads up at PayPal for Brandon Medford. That is where you can help donate for the two charity races for the races coming up tomorrow night. Won't be broadcasted by us in this case. We do have one for we already have to take care of, but we certainly will wish them the best of luck, and we'll try to tune in on their end and watch what they do. But nevertheless, Brandon, we'll have the links and all that into the descriptions as well as in the race here as on the show, so they can go ahead and find you guys and hopefully help support your charity race and everything else. And we wish them the best of luck, bud.
Yep, thanks, guys. Thanks for giving me that time.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, the 83, Brandon Medford, takes a little bit of time just kind of talk about what's going on behind the scenes and what's going down. And obviously, we still got a race to finish up. So while everyone gets settled back down here and we get ready for the final leg of this race, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. But when we come back, it is going to be a shootout. It's going to be a fight to the finish. Can any of these drivers hold back any of the McCanns, any of Aaron Smith's, or any of maybe Chris Medford's? You will find out when we return. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management LLC. By the folks over at R&R Racewear. By Loud Pedal Gaming, smashing the loud pedal for your viewing entertainment. By iRacers Lounge Podcast, talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. By Evidence-Based Mommy, is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive, and right now, thrive we shall. Drivers heading in for pit road here. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a strategy base here on what they will go after for. Have a little bit of technical difficulties going on as well here, folks, so just be aware of that. Not sure what happened there. I think our stream just kind of froze over for a second. Looks like everything's still working okay. I don't think we had any issues in the stream itself. I think it's just on my end here. Nope, nothing on that end. If any of the folks are watching right now, comment down below. Did you see any freezes or anything on our end, or anything we should know of? So Jesse King managing to get out of pit road the fastest, so he will be the #1 spot here coming out. Because remember, top 3 go to the back, so that'd be Kevin, Aaron Smith, and of course that'll also be Chris Mefford having to drive their way into the field. Kevin McCann will have to go to the back here as well. He's just waiting for the commute and the command. And they're calling for him to go back there, so no, he will have to charge up one more time, and he's not going to get a lot of laps to do this here. He's going to have to be very, very strategic here. Everybody getting settled back down currently. It looks like we'll have about 6 laps to go on the restart zone. Jesse King will be the man up front. Brian McCann and Tim Schofield running at top 3. 4th being David Trimbley and Steve Singer getting 6th. As everybody looks to bring the momentum back to the Circuit of the Americas. Honestly, so far I've been very, very impressed with the circuit. I did watch a little bit live when we were, and they actually were out here, and actually tested it out. It was a fun track to run, but I didn't exactly think that you would get as much battle zones and kind of really the hard racing you've seen as we have watched so far, man. It's been a very tight-knit, tough little track here. It's been some good moments and good charges here. Very interested to see if we can keep that going and keep that crazy train rolling. It's going to take a lot of work out here, though, my friends. It's going to take a lot more than just a little bit of side-by-side battles and a little bit of some vendors being bumped and broken in. Oh, yes, it'll take more than that. One more time around, I believe this next time by, it will be sending it to the green. Yep, lights come off on the Porsche. That means it's time to go back to the racing aspect of this one. You see our flagmen's holding up the yellow. They say 1 to go. When they hold it up like that, that means only there's 1 lap left, which means you better be ready to go here. No gimmies here whatsoever. You best be on your target and on your game plan. You feel the intensity. You can cut it with a knife here. Only 6 remaining. And obviously still 13 drivers out on the track here. I would say about 12 actually. Chris Mefford, the latest one out there. Looks like he went for a little instant repair shop there. A little work on the truck. I think that's why he stayed in just a little bit later. I don't know how well that strategy will play out for him, but obviously getting your truck cleaned up and fixed in with less fenders bumped and broken in will give you more speed, more time, and consistency. And I think that's really what he's after. I think he's just after a big, long push and a big fight to the end. So here it is, race fans. This is gonna wrap this one up tonight here at Circuit of the Americas and the Spartan Logistics Management LLC iRacing IROC Series. It has been a very fun show to say the least, and a very good rundown of some of the toughest and the baddest drivers to come out of this truck series racing. But you know, again, the iRacing IROC Series has pretty much been put to its limits and put to its fullest potentials, whether it's on asphalt ovals, on the dirt, or on the road course. The only thing we haven't seen is yet a dirt road race. And now that makes me question, is it possible? Can we do that? Is it possible we can actually get these things to run on a track like Park River? I don't know now. I'm kind of curious. I'm pretty sure somebody's tried it. I know I've seen a rallycross race where they put the cup cars on. But I mean, that's rallycross. It's not a full big dirt road. So I'm now very curious if we can do that here. If we do that, then the trifecta is complete. We have completed the madness that is this racing series. Leading them down now. They are ready to get to the lines, to the stretches. They come around that last corner here, race fans. We are sending this one back around for the race to be concluded and completed. Circuit of the Americas has been good to us so far. Can we see a last-minute dash, a big fight to the end for this one? We're about to find out now. 6 laps remain. To the green flag we wave. This forced corner is going to tell the tale. King loses it right out of the gate. Slams the brakes down, trying to get it to straighten out. He just overdid it, overshot it. McCann making a big run up, but here comes Schofield down on the right side. Immediately pounding the throttle away. He had a major run coming up there on the 3 of Brian. And now it looks like it could be anybody's guess who gets the advantage here. On board here with Neil Quick, as you see him trying to hang in there, trying to hang on now. Kevin McCann is already a madman. He's trying to get ahead of all of them. Brandon Medford trying to stay out of the way, but Chris Medford gets set around. He couldn't hold on to the truck, and the 46 gets taken for a ride. Oh my. Steve Singer now getting a last minute dash in. The 6 now looking for a little bit of a charge off. Brian McCann, your race leader. Singer, though, is not done it out yet. The last of the Holler boys to try to hopefully give him something to show for tonight. He's done a good job so far when he can get it going. Can he keep this momentum at play? You can see, though, there is a dark horse and a dark force leading right behind him. And the threat looms. Here comes the 33 of Brian McCain. He's looking to try to take down everybody yet again. Aaron Smith right there with him, with Neil Quick side by side with him right now. King gets a little bump and a tag there. Goes into the sand and the grassy plains. Can he get out of it? No. Spins it completely sideways, nowhere to go, and that's going to cost him precious time and momentum. What a heartbreaking loss there for him. The flagman this time by will show them a high five in the air. That means there are 5 laps to go, and the 3 of Brian McCann leads it. Steve Singer trying to hold on, though. He was not going to give an inch to him. Smith now with the opening. Smith with the run, coming up through the corners, through the stretches here. Singer going straight to the left side. He's trying not to let Kevin McCann get the draft off him as he swings it back around, but you forget there's a big sweeping turn there too, my friend. Kevin just completely just burrows his way in, says the heck was waiting for you. I'm getting out of here. I'm going after Brian. And the McCann family, 1 and 2. With possibly Kevin McCann going to get another shot at taking the race lead away. Through the sweeping S turns, you can see Brian's already through all of them. It's now just a matter of making sure you can build some speed up. Oh, Tim Schofield, though. The number 12 gets sent to the upper room, and off the track he gets out of here. Maybe a little bit of payback in some forms, if you will, but I don't know how well I would have thought about that. What a tough break for Schofield. He had a great car, a great truck, and a great run building up, and then just completely got side railed and derailed the momentum. Back into the corners, into the distance zone. Pengraff still trying to hang in there as the 83 of Brandon Medford takes back his race spot here. Neil Quick also right in between there, with David Tremblay. Tremblay, we saw him really perform and shine there coming at New Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And it seems like right now he's doing a pretty good job keeping his momentum alive and possibly a shot at getting a top 5 finish in, but he's got to try to knock down Neil Quick though. Fellow F-150 driver looking to keep his distance, keep his change at bay. Aaron Smith, Kevin McCann separating it out. They're starting social distance more than I social distance while I'm at work. As you can see now, it looks like Kevin is starting to build the run over his family member Brian. Let's take a look at our lap times here, and you can see it is definitely the case. Lap 26 was just a complete and utter disaster, if you will, when it comes to time. Because Brian lost a lot of time there and gave it up to Kevin. Kevin is starting to catch up with him. Not going to give him the win that easily, though. We know Brian will not give up anything here. He isn't a former champion for no reason, that's for sure. Kyle Pengraff now looking to possibly bolster up a little bit of a run. You can see he's coming up there with Brandon Medford, the 83 right in front of him. Brandon trying to pull some speed, trying to give a little more run off. You can see though Kyle is not done with him yet. Here we go into the turn. Can Kyle drive it? No, he's not going to drive it in deep. He's going to actually just kind of stick with the draft area. Maybe not a bad idea here. I don't necessarily think it's the right call. I think if I was the 14 right now, my first thought is just get around him as quick as possible. Forget about the rest. Not much time to be making mistakes in that area, so you can make them out here. gap literally is starting to almost spread out into a second only between Mr. Brian and Kevin. Brian is really slowing down a lot more, I feel like, in these corners compared to what Kevin's doing. Kevin, he seems to be a lot more just apexing and just speeding through these corners, not giving any inch to his turns or any inch to the runs. And I think that has majorly helped him out here tonight. Distance at play, distance at work right now, nowhere to go and nowhere to hide. Chances are starting to up more and more towards Kevin's side here. I think if he can get a run on his brother, will make a move. Brandon Medford looking maybe like he has a shot taking down David Tremblay. Tremblay is starting to fade slightly here. Obviously, Neil Quick is starting to get more run off, more charge ahead. The battle between Chris Medford and Tim Schofield starting to ramp up a little bit as Schofield gives himself a little bit of an opportunity here. This is your battle for 10th here, final top 10 spots. There's not a lot of races left in the season for these drivers to be making mistakes or giving any opportunities here, so they know they gotta make charges when it counts. Chris now gonna hopefully hold back the moment, trying to hold back the speed. Schofield, though, is looking for the right opportunity to have it. Back down to the bottom zone they go here, and Chris Medford seemingly, almost seamlessly, just got a good run off there. Kind of almost like they rotated the truck in just perfectly. Best way I can explain it. This time by the green flag will fly high in the air. That means one thing. There is only 2 laps remaining. And with 2 laps remaining, again, that's a lot of time considering you're on a 3.45 mile long track here. You got plenty of time to making runs and making moves here. You don't have to worry too much about having to be preservative and being controllative. You just gotta be dead focused and on your shot. That's really all you gotta worry about. Laps remain now, and it looks like Brian might be losing his race lead in about a matter of a lap if he's not careful. As I say that, though, Kevin is going to have Aaron Smith right behind him, looking to try and knock him down a few pegs, knock him off the list. The sweeping S turns now lead him back through. Charge him up quick, charge him up fast here. You gotta get it going here, boys. The 33 looking to save the momentum, save the run up. You can see it's coming. He is coming for him. Big burst of speed though by that number 3 all of a sudden. That was a lot of power. He just slammed on the gas there. It looked like he might have found the pedal and put it straight to the metal there. He lit a floorboard on that one. But again, this is where this seems to be Kevin's spot to turn him on. Oh, almost takes the rear end off the 3 there. He had his sights dead on it. It looked like he might have had a chance of taking it away from him. Didn't quite clear him, so he decided to back off, give him some breathing room. Might not be a bad idea. Aaron Smith still hanging on for dear life. I think he's going to wait for the last lap before he pulls the bonsai drop. This next time around the corner, we are going to go to the white flag. Here we go now. 2 more corners to go, and then it's straight to the long gauge straight away for a white flag run. Down Whataburger Lane we go here, and this is it. Ryan McCann is going to be your race leader to the white flag at Circuit of the Americas. Kevin with a little bobble there. He saw the rear end slide out just the slightest bit underneath him. White flag now engaged. Things could get interesting. Brian gonna try and shoot it. Try to shoot for the moon, try to shoot for the hills. Kevin, you know he's just gonna give it everything she's got now. There's no point in trying to hold back this one. But does he have enough time to catch Brian? That's the big question here. He's trying to get that draft work off him, trying to get some speed in between. The 70 of Aaron Smith is just looking on from the distance. He's gonna go his way and go about his day. Not too worried about trying to make anything too serious here. He's just more focused on trying to have at it. A little bit of trouble down there for Steve Singer and Neil Quicken, though. They crashed some out of the corners. Singer's going to lose it to Brandon Medford. Top 5 going to Medford now. Singer's going to have a little bit of work to do. Here we go. This is the turn right here. That's what I was going to see if they're going to get him or not. Brian's going to dive it down hard. Kevin's going straight for the inside. There's the left side. Got the run in the 33 on the 3. Here we go. Down the straightaway, they will have a long speed boost here. Aaron Smith looking for an opening, looking for a charge. Who's going to get the advantage here? Who will get the runoff? Kevin is going to get a better line going into the turn. Now can he dive it in just a slight bit more? Yes, he can. There it is. The pass for the lead. The pass for the win. And now Aaron Smith gonna get entangled in between. He gets a little bit from Brian McCann there off the turn. Kevin straight shoots it. Rear end slides out just a slight bit. Smith making him pay for that. He got some speed on him. Oh, Brian loses it. He's gone. It's done. The 3 is out. Now it's between Aaron and Kevin. Kevin McCann trying to knock down Aaron Smith. He tried to do it all season long in the points race, but if he can do it in one race, I think this might be the one he wants to do it the most on. Coming down, here we go to the checkered flag. They're going to bring him down. Down the straightaway they go. Kevin McCann gets a great turn there. Aaron Smith loses it, and it's Kevin McCann winning at Circuit of the Americas. What a race. And just like that, you can work your way from the outhouse. You can find yourself in the White House. Kevin McCann pulls off an incredible performance, to say the least. Absolutely amazing and impressive stuff by that number 33 driver. I gotta believe he is a very, very happy camper in that Kevin McCann Gaming 33 Spartan Logistics Management R&R Racewear machine tonight. What a field of position and what a race for him. Yeah, I gotta give a hats off and a credit though to Brian McCann. I feel in that number 3, he gave it everything he had to the very end, and still he just felt the slightest bit short. Strategy was definitely there and his run was there, but you know, it all boils down to just making sure you know where you were fighting out at, how you were handling your nerves at, and in this case it would go to family member Kevin in this case tonight. Here's our race results presented by Spartan Logistics Management LLC and our YouTube on PTM Racing TV. This is how it all comes to an end for this race here tonight. Race 14 is in the books. We'll see 2 more and that ends the season, but Kevin McCann can at least go home knowing tonight he's got a race win and a victory over Aaron Smith. Brian McCann, a strong showing for him at a 3rd place finish. 4th to David Tremblay, 5th to Brandon Medford, 6th going to Steve Singer after a little contact between him and others. 7th to Kyle Pengraft, 8th going to Jesse King, 9 to Neil Quick, 10th to Chris Medford, 11th to Tim Schofield, 12th to Matt Kopp, 13th to Eric Dotson, 14th to Doug Wysocki, 15th Cook Quick, rounding out your field here tonight. And I think it's a better time than anything to go ahead and bring him in now, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk with them here in your number 3 position, finishing 3rd, Brian McCann. And Brian, I said just a minute ago you had a lot going for you and really nothing to be mad about. You definitely gave it a hard charge and a little bit of a fight there, to say the least, here at Dakota.
Yeah, starting up front on that last stage, I knew I was sitting pretty good because the other fast guys had to go through traffic, and I was trying to make as much gap as I could. I knew they were going to run me down. I didn't know wasn't sure if they were going to be able to catch me, and sure enough, there on that last lap, Kevin was there and Aaron was there, and that one turn I dove low in because I figured that would have been the turn Kevin would have tried to dive bomb me in because I didn't have a really good braking point. And he did not dive by me, so that messed my turn up, and that's how he was able to get around me on that straightaway.
You think a little bit of that could have just been just mentally processing it, looking back on it? Do you think maybe it was just kind of mind games he played on you out of that turn?
Yeah, we were playing mind games. He told me that if I didn't cut low, he would have dived by me, so it probably would have been a close race either way.
Certainly was, but I mean, nevertheless, though, my friend, you are still walking away with a top 3 finish. So who do you want to thank you for this one?
Broadcast, IROC group putting this show on, my family, everybody watching.
All right. Well, nevertheless, Brian, we do appreciate you coming on board here tonight and a big third place finish here at Coda. Congratulations, sir.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian McCann coming away third here tonight, as we will now show a little bit of love to our boy down there, and Aaron Smith. He comes away second, but not seeing him in our chat here tonight, so I'm presuming won't be talking with him tonight. I think he's kind of tired of talking with us a little bit. I think he's kind of used to the same old stuff here. That's all right, though. We still love you, buddy. Hope you're doing all right down there. But nevertheless, race fans, we are going to go and talk with our race winner here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the 33, Kevin McCann wins it. And Kevin McCann Gaming, number 33, Chevrolet, looked just bad fast tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a tough track, but yeah, I had some speed there. Just had to be really careful not to overdrive it and overheat the tires like I did in the second stage. And I learned from that mistake and pulled it off there in the third.
You did indeed. I mean, had a lot of moments kind of in between where we thought, well, this could go either way. This could get really ugly or could get really cool or dicey. But I mean, for the most part, it seemed like y'all just really had this one figured out from point blank to point B. If you went into the corner just right. What was the hard part about Dakota that really was kind of the difference maker for you in this track tonight?
Just trying to manage tire wear. There's a really, really fine line that you can't cross with overdriving and spinning the rear tires. Because once you do, it takes multiple laps for you to get the grip back. So just trying to balance that fine line between going fast and tire wear and really passing is very difficult here. It's a huge track and it's wide and you think there's a ton of passing opportunities, but really there's not, because the lack of grip to pass somebody while under braking's difficult. There's a lot of places where you can't really go too wide through here, or you shouldn't go too wide, I should say. So coming up through the field after going to the back twice was pretty difficult there. I think I got lucky in the third stage. Had some people just kind of like spin or make mistakes in front of me, so I was able to come through the field pretty quickly. I think that's the only reason I got the win tonight, because that was all I had. After I got around my brother there on that last lap, I couldn't even get on the throttle. I had destroyed my tires.
Hey, certainly had us fooled on not being able to pass, get something run there, my friend, because honestly, it seemed like this whole night you could find plenty of ways to do it. So, but as we've seen here before, you never know what it's like unless you're behind that wheel. And tonight we saw you win it behind the wheel of that 33. So I got to ask you, as you're coming away with the W here, who do you want to thank here tonight for this victory?
Just thank all the guys in the league, Neil Quick, Chris Mefford, Chris Wally, Kyle Pendergraph, all those guys that come out and race every week, race clean. Shout out to Aaron there. He had some good heads up driving there. I lost it one time in stage 2 when we were battling it out there for that. I think it was the last lap, and I threw it in a turn way too hard, and he had enough awareness to know I was out of control, so we didn't make contact. So shout out to him for racing me clean every week, and all the sponsors in the league here. You know, Brian Reek, Spartan Logistics, R&R Racewear, and thanks to you guys for broadcasting.
Absolutely. Well, nevertheless, Kevin, appreciate your time here tonight, bud. What a victory and what a way to sit it out here at Circuit of the Americas.
Yep, thank you.
Number 33, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin McCann coming away with the victory, and looks like we're not signing up just yet. We got one more driver to bring in. He now finally comes by here. He's going to talk with us here. Aaron Smith in the number 70. Aaron, how you doing, bud?
Feeling pretty good.
Well, my friend, I got to ask you, walking away second here, I know you had a bit of a fight, bit of a challenge in between there with Kevin McCann, even Brian at one point, and I got to say, man, you was really doing what you could to charge and trying to do what you could to win out, but really, what was the thing you saw that no one else seemed to find tonight?
Well, over the course of the race, I was trying to keep my nose clean because engine damage would definitely kill you on the straights here with how long they are. But yeah, I kept getting the really good runs on the exits to the hairpins. I'd track it out wide and then just throw it across the curb and get a good run on the folks ahead of me. But unfortunately, I came just one step too late.
For sure there. Well, I'm gonna ask you this one little thing too as well, just out of curiosity. But what was harder for you tonight, considering what you had to go through from the back and the front? What was it really getting to the back to the front, or was it trying to just get to the get into the race lead when you was up there with them?
Yeah, the main issue I had was just keeping the truck in one piece because there were a lot of points where I could have sent it and wrecked myself. But fortunately, I kept everything straight and brought home second.
You certainly did indeed, and what a way to walk home with a second place finish. So, Aaron, as we sign off for tonight, is there anybody you want to thank you for this run?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the folks at the IROC Challenge for putting this show on, y'all for broadcasting, and everyone for watching. Looking forward to next week.
Absolutely, Aaron. We will look forward to you as well here. Nevertheless, though, congratulations on a second place finish. We'll see you very, very soon, my friend.
All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher here tonight, and our cap off for tonight, Aaron Smith in the 70, and that's going to wrap it up here tonight for our racing here action at COTA Circuit of the Americas. What a show it has been. What a night it has been. Thank you again to Spartan Logistics Management LLC, R&R Racewear, and not Loud Pedal Gaming anymore, but Loud Pedal TV, iRacers Lounge Podcast, and Evidence Based Mommy for all you've done, all your support and sponsoring these racers and drivers up tonight. Certainly thank you, as well as all the friends and family tuned on in. For now, though, we will sign off with this. Stay tuned for tomorrow night. Action coming at Nashville Super Speedway. Please be safe. God bless. Take care. I love you guys. I will see you soon.